So let me be your family this Christmas. Let this.
Hey guys, it's a girl in the Mary and I'm back with another video. If you're new here, karibu sana. That means welcome in Swahili. This is a part 2 of my experience studying in Uganda. If you've not watched part 1, pause, run, go watch part 1 first and then come here. So let's continue with part 2. Let's talk about the food. Of course, this is a different culture. The food is going to be different. I saw food there that I had never seen. And they were also surprised by the kind of food that we were eating. So we were in class one day and then our maths teacher, I think he was familiar with Kenya, he had come here sometimes, so he started telling them, he used to call us Kenyans. You see these Kenyans, they eat something called nyoyo. It's called githeri. They mix maize with beans. And then everyone turned to look at us. And they're like, Linda, why are you mixing maize with beans? And we're like, but it's food. Why aren't you mixing? You don't know anything. And they're like, no, that is so strange. I was like, what? So I also found some of their food strange because I was not used to it in the beginning, but I loved it. My favorite is katogo. I love katogo. I think there's at one time I tried preparing it here on my channel. It's just the beef with the matoke, but there's a way that it's prepared. Another thing that I really found strange was the groundnuts. They had like purplish groundnuts. I didn't understand. The purple groundnuts, okay, to date I still don't understand it. Like, if you are Ugandan or you've studied in Uganda, actually help me understand. Is it that the groundnuts are purple? Because as I'm telling you, I studied there in my high school, not university. So, you know, someone who went to university would have a different experience because you are required to cook for yourself and you can move around and visit other people and your friends and you see how they are preparing food. For us, we were in high school, so the food was already being prepared for us. Sometimes you didn't see how it was prepared. So some things I don't understand, like the purple groundnuts, but I'm telling you, it's sweet because there's something called odi. It's a mixture of groundnuts and sim. You see peanut, and then think of running peanut, but it's sweeter. Mixing the sim with groundnuts makes it flow if you put it in food. I miss odi, and we didn't have restrictions on carrying food. There was this guy who used to carry 5-liter jerrycan of odi. 5-liter jerrycan, until people nicknamed him odi. Imagine. So still on the food, there is also these things, I just saw them in Uganda. In Kenya, we try to do the mandazi small ones, but no, Ugandans do it differently. It's like they prepare mandazis, but they cut them into tiny boxes like this, and then they throw all of them in the oil and they scoop them out. Those mandazis can last you a month without going bad. They are tiny like this, but they are nice and they are crunchy on the outside and soft inside. So when you're coming to school, those are the things we'll prepare because they didn't have restrictions for us. You'll carry 5-liter juice, jerrycan if you want, biscuits, water, everything. They didn't have restrictions on food. So people carried all those kinds of stuff. So food time was interesting because you're seeing all these kinds of food that maybe you've never seen before. Another thing which I found interesting was the way they prepare matoke. Because for us Kenyans, we normally say, oh, we are cooking matoke, but ideally that's not matoke, that's bananas. Matoke is not prepared using water. Matoke is cooked using steam. It's the steam from the water that cooks the matoke. So what I realized was that preparing matoke was a process, not for us to just like peel and pour water and cover, maybe add salt. What? For them it's like cutting the leaves. You want the dried leaves first of all as the base. You want the green leaves where you're going to put the matoke and then fold it like this and then put it on the dry leaves. And then you have the stems, the matoke stems that you're going to put maybe in the sufuria like this. So that the matoke, you've wrapped it in the banana leaves here. The matoke is getting hit by the steam. The steam is, this is the water here, it's boiling, the steam is coming through and cooking the matoke. Matoke is here on top of those, is it banana stem or whatever you've put across. I don't know what I'm explaining. Point is, the matoke was different. I did not know that is how matoke was prepared, and I appreciate the process, and I love that thing of unwrapping the banana leaves and then the matoke is there. Oh my God, and just eating it from the banana leaves. Oh my God, I love that. So the diet in the schools, hated. I think that's the one thing I hated. In my entire stay, I hated that diet. You know, like in Kenya, people eat githeri a lot in high schools. Okay, there are schools for the rich also, and it's different, but mainly githeri in most schools. Then it was beans with ugali, and the way the rate at which we ate the beans with ugali. So let's start. Monday, lunch, beans with ugali. Supper, beans with ugali. Tuesday, lunch, beans with ugali. Supper, beans with ugali. Wednesday, lunch, beans with ugali. Supper, beans with ugali. Thursday, lunch, beans with ugali. Supper, beans with ugali. Friday, the same. Saturday, the same. And then Sunday lunch, we would have rice and maybe one piece of meat. And then supper, go back with beans with ugali. We ate beans with ugali the entire week except Sunday lunch. I hate beans with ugali until now. I'd rather eat ugali and skuma, beans and rice. Beans with something else, ugali with something else, but not the two combined. I hate. That's the meal that I hate in my life. Another food that I discovered there that I had never eaten in my life is fenesi. Fene. Okay, these days I see some people in Kenya with fenesi. Me, I had never seen fenesi in my life. But people there eat fenesi. And it is sweet. It is juicy. Like, the way you just forget about your manners and you being classy and whatever. You just dig in. Fenesi is sugar. Not too much, but it is sweet. I love fenesi. So, enough about the food. Let's talk about entertainment. Yes, we had entertainment. You heard us right. Entertainment days were a big deal. I'm telling you, because they used to happen on Saturday evening. We used to just go sit together in the square. There was a way our school was designed. We had that main square. We used to sit there, and then they play everything on the big screen. And we are in a mixed school. So, it's boys and girls together. No, it's not like in the movies, let me say. The lights were still there, the teachers were patrolling and everything, but it was fun because people were just there with their crushes and their boyfriends, and we were just like, hey, in entertainment, we are watching. And then at some point, our deputy said that, girls need to be watching the entertainment from their dormitories and boys to remain in the square. Anyway, this deputy alitukatizia mambo mingi for sure. We're not going to talk about the time that I dated the person who was also responsible for picking the movies that people are watching. And because he was the one who was responsible for that, I was also deciding. I'm like, hey babes, pick this one. This is what you pick up. That's a story for another day. But let's just say, mimi nilianza kudate watu when you were kujuu kitambo from my first boyfriend. That was my first boyfriend. I'm going to tell you the story of my first boyfriend another day. Hopefully. I'm not sure. Let's stick to entertainment. So, we used to have a mixture of action movies and Nigerian movies. That is when I was heavily introduced to Nigerian movies. Because when we were in primary, where were we watching Nigerian movies? They were not that popular. And then when I go to high school, and then it took time for me to understand, this is acting. The ones who Patience Ozoko, those times she was popular. Those times the Blood Sisters, whatever, we used to cry. We're like, oh my god. And then people, this is a movie. It's a Nigerian movie. But it looked so real. Those times, Ramsey Nuan, they're gonna weaker. Desmond Elliot, you people. It was good times. Let's just leave entertainment because I'm just going to start reminiscing about good times. So this next one, I know a lot of you are going to hate me, but I was a teacher's pet. And I know a lot of people don't like teacher's pets. And I depend on a teacher, but I was a teacher. I've always been a teacher's pet in all the schools that I've studied. My mom was a teacher in all the schools that I studied. And my mom was strict. There was no room for indiscipline. It was not something you contemplated. Let me misbehave. No. Because you are going to get punished at school and then you are going to get double punishment at home. My mom would be like, look at you getting punished, and then like, I'll see you at home. That's the day you want to run away from home. So I was not getting in trouble and I was performing well. So those two combined, obviously, teachers liked me. So even in high school, teachers liked me. So we had one teacher who was from Kenya. He was a Kikuyu. Favorite teacher. The fact that we could speak Swahili together. Favorite teacher. And this teacher understood us completely. You know, there are things that we were struggling with. For example, when it came to Parents' Day, visiting day, everyone, when they're going to greet their parents, that's the first time I saw everyone was kneeling, everyone was down. For us, when we were greeting the people who came from Kenya, especially the person who was coordinating between us and our parents, used to bring us things from our parents, letters, shopping, whatever. Whenever we used to greet him, the boys would just be like, high five, see, we just greet him like this, or maybe like bending kidogo. And then the teachers will be like, some of the teachers were so bothered by it, they were like, you people are very disrespectful, how can you greet your parents while standing up? And you're like, but that's how we greet in Kenya. We've never like knelt down, and it's so weird for me to start forcing myself to kneel down right now. So those kinds of things were a little bit. So at least when we had this one Kenyan teacher, we were like, you get us, you get me. That was my favorite teacher. Nilisumbuyu mwalimu. You know, when you're coming from Kenya, you can't exchange all the cash that you have. So we hold on to some Kenyan shillings and then exchange maybe kidogo periodically. So sometimes I'm like, okay, teacher, me, I don't have any Ugandan money. So if you're going home, so you pass by the bank for me and exchange this for me and bring it back for me in the morning. Actually, that teacher was good. Actually, I really bothered him, but he didn't mind. But I was like, no, before you come back in the morning, I don't have anything to buy. You know, I'm taking evening tea. I don't have anything to buy mandazi or samosa. You give me part of your money and then. But I really bothered him. But he was my favorite teacher. So, apart from him, the matron loved me. That woman, I love her too. Imagine, at times I will not be checked at the gate. Everyone will come, they get checked, and then me, I'm like, hi, I'm going to be checked by the matron, and then the soldier escorts me to the matron's place. When we get to the matron's place, the matron is like, oh my God! She used to call me with my surname, the Luo name. She's like, oh my God, you're back from Kenya, my girl. I know you've not carried anything illegal. Go to the dormitory. Oh, I'm telling you, so I've put this top. I've put tops inside the thermo flask, the flask. You know, when people used to close schools, they would go home. For us, we'll still stay in school most of the time. We'll go home once a year or at most twice a year. So we hated also just having the school name on the t-shirts, even when we're in school at home. Because sometimes we would go to Ginger Town, we would foot, following the footbridge, not the main road. There's like a certain footbridge on the other side. We would walk from Njeru, near Bukaya Center, to town. So we hated the fact that whenever we were in town, everyone would just see the name of the school, and it's on holiday, so sometimes we wanted to put on these kinds of clothes. So I would stuff this one inside the thermos. Okay, me, I wasn't that naughty. I think I'm skipping the fence to go clubbing. No, me, I was a nice girl. So even the things that I did that are considered at you tukutu, it's nothing. So those are the kinds of things that I did. And then there was a time that now I had a phone. In senior 5, I came back with a phone. So I also smacked in and went with it inside. Aki, that matron. I hope she never watches this. Because sometimes there was a time she asked me, Aki Linda, I hear people just have phones in this school. I hear girls just have phones. Do you know of anyone who has phones? But like, madam, no, I haven't heard. And my phone was charging in her house. Someone else was charging my phone in her house at that particular time. Okay, I hope she never watches this because I still want her to like me. I like her. But there were things I had to do to survive. Or I had a good time with teachers. I think it's only one teacher that I was scared of. But even when I went to get my Form 4 certificate, they're like, you, I know you. I was like, do you know me? He was the principal then. Are you cheeky? You, how can I not know you? One time we were in Form 1. Let me just tell the stories the way they come to my head. There was one time we were in Form 1. We had just joined. We were used to having even sitting together with the boys, even during the day or during prep time. And then this teacher came and said that, oh, we are going to separate you since we have 2 blocks like this, senior 1A and senior 1B. So the boys are going to study in one class during evening preps and the girls in one class. So So they removed the boys. We sat there, we were restless, we were like, what's going on? And then we decided that as Form 1s, as nyongos, we've just gotten into the school. There are people who are sitting for national examinations, senior 4 and senior 6. We decided as senior 1s, we are going to cause a commotion because we cannot study without our boys. So we started like making noise. Oh. So a prefect came and then he was like, what's the problem? We said, we want our boys. That's one person. And then this teacher, the prefect asked, was it a prefect or a teacher? I think it was a prefect. Did you come here with any boy? Do you know what Form 1's answered? No, but we found them here, so I'm at their hours. Ooh, the next thing we saw that teacher that I'm telling you, there's one teacher that the whole school feared. The next thing we saw, that teacher was standing on the door. Everyone, I'm telling you, everyone was in this place. This whole place was empty. The whole school is like, we are going to die. It was like, come out one by one. We were caned. The strokes we were given, we were just seeing zips flying, batons flying. We were thoroughly, I have never forgotten that. We were thoroughly caned. And we want our boys. Huh? We never said that thing again. We never made that mistake. And I'm telling you, I think, okay, some of these things I'm just going to say them one day when I narrate my high school experience, because that was like a high school experience, not an experience in Uganda. But they're all mixed up. So the languages are also different. This is an entirely different country. So when we initially joined school, I don't know what was going on with Ugandans and Kenyans. I don't know what the beef was. Not like this stupid beef of social media. There was some kind of beef. And I think it was just because of language barrier. Now that I'm thinking back, because every time we'll pass, they'll say Abana Kenya, these Kenyans. And we didn't understand what they were saying after the word Abana Kenya. So we just took like, they are talking about us. So we also don't like them. So there was that beef. And it's for that reason, I also didn't like the language. I didn't like a lot of things. And then afterwards, I was just like, this is stupid. So at the end, that's when I was like, this language is so sweet. I really found Luganda to be so sweet. Even right now, I really found Luganda to be so sweet and soothing. But because of this stupid, I don't know what beef, I never took the time to learn it. I was not interested in learning it at all. And I think that's one of my regrets. I was like, I was there for 6 years and I should be speaking that language fluently. Of course, there's not a way that you can just Luganda throughout and I don't even get a word. I can pick what you're saying and I can also speak a few sentences here and there, but I'm not fluent, nowhere near fluent. So I can just say I don't know Luganda. So the language was good. Luganda is not the only language. It's just that a lot of people speak it. I love Luganda. Lusoga is very difficult for me. It is complicated for me. Ni kama Kimeru na ukiangalia Kikuyu ni rahisi kuliko Kimeru. Kitu kama hiyo. To me, that's how I feel. Like Kimeru is more ngumu kuliko Kikuyu. I also forgot to mention that we had the Acholis, the Japadolas, and I could get a lot of their language because it is kind of similar to Luo. But now what also shocked me is that there is a tribe in Uganda called the Banyarwandas, the Rwandese. That thing shocked me. I never used to understand because I used to see them. I'm like, these are Rwandese. They talk the same, they dress like Rwandese, but they say they are Ugandans. So I was like, how do you mean you're Ugandans? Aren't you Rwandese? And they're like, no, we are the Banyarwanda. So the way I came to understand it, it's like, in Kenya we have Somalis who are from Somalia and Somalis who are in Kenya, but they're all Somalis. So there's also a tribe like that. So that was very, very interesting for me. They actually, the Japadola, the Kumam, we interacted with a lot of them. Okay, there's music. My neighbors have started with loud music. Okay, filming over the holidays is hard. Ugandan women are beautiful. What? Kwanza the Banyankoles, the Banyarwandas, Bagandas. Like, let me say they're just beautiful. They have a certain kind of beauty. We had this teacher, this geography teacher. Now when I joined senior 6 and senior 5 and senior 6, no, we specialize in those subjects that I mentioned. Mine was Meg K, maths, economics, geography, stroke, Swahili. So it means that you're not only studying 4 subjects. Yes, there are 4 subjects and the general paper, but let me say maths, it's divided into paper 1 and paper 2. Geography, it's divided into 3: geography of Uganda, geography of the world, and I don't know, geography of Africa or East Africa. Yeah, there was something like that. So this teacher was teaching us geography of Uganda. He used to tell us, I am the Alpha and the Omega. No one can pass geography except through me. And we believed him. Mr. Barongo would walk in the class like this, empty-handed, with chalk only. And he's like, today we are going to study about you what? Starts writing down. He draws the map of Uganda. He draws, I don't know where, the rivers, where, takes us to the mountains. Everything he's dictating while speaking. He's not referring to any book. He doesn't carry any paper. He used to walk like this. So he used to speak. It took us a while to realize, oh, there aren't notes that you're expecting. You're supposed to take down notes, because they aren't like he's going to write down the notes there or refer to this book. It's all in his head. He was the Alpha and Omega of geography. To this date, I believe that. And we did pass geography through the help of the real Alpha and Omega, and through his help too. Another experience that I loved was my first time seeing the source of the River Nile and Lake Victoria, like where they joined. Oh my goodness. And it was our director who had taken us. He used to take us on these things. Over the holidays, he used to have parties for us. So one day he organized a party for us at the source of the River Nile. So he took us there. We got into the boat. We went. We were shown that this is the source of the River Nile. Like, it was beautiful. I fear water to some extent, but I don't know, for some reason that place and that day just seemed calm, seemed peaceful. And our founder, may God bless him, he had a hotel in Ginger Town. There was a time he just took us, not entire school, just us Kenyans. He took us to his hotel, ordered for us, said give them fish and whatever they want, we ate. And then he kept, people always wonder why I'm shouting, who I'm talking to when they pass here. I hate living near the stairs. So he used to tell us that a true Jaluo never leaves the head, because most of us were Luos, so we would just attack the fish. He took us to the source of the River Nile, and he paid for us, and we saw that beautiful scenery, and we went to the other side where it was green and it was sort of garden-like, and we had a party there. Lucky that man, may God bless him. So that was an amazing experience for him. So other things were, we also went for a lot of seminars. Kwanza Swahili seminars. Just like, we're going for Swahili seminars. It's just, I know it's just a few of us, because it's only the Kenyans who understood Swahili. It was only Kenyans who are going for these Swahili seminars. And then when we go, we'll meet other Kenyans and Tanzanians. It was fun. And then we'll speak a lot of Swahili. So that was a lot of fun, by the way. I really enjoyed meeting Tanzanians and other Kenyans who are also in Uganda. One of these seminars was an economics seminar. So the teacher says that everyone should be prepared. You should all read, because he's going to pick people at random to come and do a presentation. Where? So we went to the neighboring school. It was also a mixed school. There are also other schools also came. So at this point, the teacher who was teaching us economics was also teaching us Kiswahili. So he was teaching us Kiswahili and economics 1, I think, and then economics 2, someone else. They were split into different. I don't know why. I just felt this teacher is going to pick me. I know. And as I've told you, my teachers better. There are things that I know teachers will always pick me. So I just prepared to do normal reading, whatever. And then he called my name that day. With the microphone there are a lot of schools, and then they were like, Linda Mary representing this school, come forward and answer this question. I am telling you, my legs felt weak. I was so scared those days. I used to be so scared, but I didn't show. So I just got up slowly, and then I started walking slowly, and then I was at the back. So as I'm walking, I hear the boys saying that these are the kind of girls you want. You look at the way they're walking so graciously. Not these ones are just walking like boys. And I'm like, I am walking like this because if I try to hurry, I will fall down. And I'm telling you, it's a mixed school. You know, there's a kind of fear that comes when you're a teenager and they are boys, and now you want to mess up. So So just walking slowly, walking slowly, walking slowly. I went to the front, I took the microphone, I gave my answer, explained, blah, 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 blah. Went and sat down. Hey, tell me why! Tell me why when they were giving presents at the end. He said the best speaker of this conference today, this economics conference, the best speaker goes to Linda Mary from You people, if I am lying the people that we went to school with, they know me. They should come to the comment section and say if it did not happen. I felt so good. I went there, they were giving us soda, but it was a big deal. I don't know, I got soda and do what, but it was a big deal, and I was like, I am the best speaker of this conference. And my teacher was also so happy and proud of me, of course. Uganda is my second home. I have a lot of good memories there. It's not that everything was good. Obviously, nothing, you can't just have your high school experience, everything was good. Of course, there are things that were not good. But overall, I enjoyed the experience and I want to go back. Because the last time that I was in Uganda was when I was going to apply for university. But life happened. I didn't get a chance to study in Uganda. That was the last time I don't think I've ever gone back again. But I want to go back. So guys, that was my experience studying in Uganda in high school. I loved it. I hope you also enjoyed it. Let me know if you did. These are the things that I can remember. Of course, there are so many things that I can't, but these are the things I can remember. And thank you so much for joining me. See you in my next vlog. Bye-bye.